Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Lucky Pig channel. For the newcomer, welcome. Today I want to speak with you a certain subject. Have you ever seen in your life friends that have a good knowledge in the specific domain that know many things but can explain you easily if you don't detail your explanation? That is ChatGPT or any LLM. This model have many knowledge, load and stock in her weight, but can explain and answer a query if you don't detail and give accurate instruction. So today we will see what is the method or the techniques that is leveraged to enhance the LLM reasoning and get better results. This domain is typically called prompt engineering. So what is prompt engineering? A clear definition of it is a prompt engineering involved crafting clever instruction that unlock the true potential of the AI marvel of AI domain. The goal is easy: craft a certain instruction that enable the LLM to understand what is our needed and give an accurate and high quality response. To do this, previous researchers make many progress in it, and we can give you five techniques that usually use to improve the knowledge of NLM and improve the instruction. What is the benefit of you to know how to prompt LLM? Imagine you have a problems and you want to solve it. When you ask basically to ChatGPT, he have some struggle to answer you easily. Although the problems like easy, like a problem, mathematic problems, have to make an addition. That sound easy for us, for human. But if you don't know how to give a good instruction to have a better result from the LLM, you will think my LLM is stupid. Uh, the, the main problem is simply you. So let's discover in this domain and try to improve your knowledge in how to prompt efficiently a LLM. So the first technique is named zero shot prompting. What is zero shot prompting? Zero shot prompting relates to an inherent knowledge of the blockchain model to understand and perform a task without any example. Um, I make some illustration. So firstly, I will present you all the techniques. So the first is zero shot prompting, return all of this. The second is few shot prompting. The first chain of two prompting. The fourth is retrieval, but we will don't focus on it because it's another thing. So you can consider the four the two of the two of prompting. So uh, techniques based on the previous research in this domain to improve the quality of the prompt. So let's go and let's go. Let me illustrate this easily. So what is zero shot prompting? I can easily read something to try to explain it, but I think the most efficient way to learn a subject is to give illustration. When you want to ask something to an LLM, what is your first action? You go you tap ChatGPT in Google. You go to the platform, and for example, you write translate the following English sentence to French if you want to have the translation of the sentence that you don't understand in French or any language. The models will use the pre-existing knowledge, load in the weight, and will answer the sharp. était assis sur le tapis. Donc, this is the answer of the LLM to your query. So, for this technique, you don't use any techniques to improve your prompt. You just write a basic input in the platform. LLM trying to respond to you based on our knowledge without any kind of reflection, but just the brute, if I can say this, the brute knowledge load and store in the way. This is zero shot prompting. It's a technique that everyone use because nobody try to improve the prompt. You just typing in the chatbot what you want. Is the most basic method to have a result from the LLM. So I made a very cool illustration when you can see this. So after this, there are the second method. The second method, if you remember, is the future prompting. What is future prompting? Then the user became a little bit clever. You know that sometimes the LLM don't give a good result. This is for a certain experiment people in writing with in talking with ChatGPT. You notice that when you just ask a question, basically, the LLM can give you a bad result. So you try to give one or two examples to illustrate what kind of result you want. This example illustrates this. A Watu is small, a very animal native to Tanzania. An example of the sentence that used the word Watu is we were traveling in Africa and we saw this very cute Watu. So let me review. Let me review. So this one. After this, the LLM. So your goal is to make a sentence using Fardoodle, but you don't say to the LLM, make a sentence with Fardoodle. To do this, you give firstly an example of how you construct, you build your sentence using a specific word there. After this, to do, you ask to the LLM, this is my word. To do a variable mean to jump and down really fast. So you give a simple definition of what is variable, and you told an example of to do an example of the sentence that you the word variable is. So based on your previous example, the LLM will try to give you a response there. So what's going on? I can even go for the next. Yes. So now let's try to provide example when we won the game. Okay, so the LLM you can see give you the answer. When we won the game, we all started to follow in the celebration. So this is a future learning. It consists to give you one or two examples of what kind or what type of input you want, and to help the LLM or the chatbot in prompting or in the giving result according to your example. The third method is chain of thought. Chain of thought means in French processus de pensée. Donc, during these techniques, it's a little bit advanced technique that try to guide the LLM in the reflection or in the truth. That's mean chain of truth. What we want to mean when we tell this. So I read a very simple example. So there are mathematical problems. A basket has 5 apples. So add 3 more. How many apples are in the basket? So to solve this problem, it's a really easy problem for everyone. To solve these problems, we will try to guide the LLM how to think to resolve the problem. So firstly, the LLM will start with made an observation. We start with 5 apples and add 3 more. So from this observation, what is the conclusion that want to make. So we need to perform an addition. This is the first step. To do addition, we have 5, 2, 3, and you obtain the answer 8. This is all the reasoning inside the LLM. After this, it will give you this answer. There are 8 apple in the bucket, in the basket. So I made something for you there to illustrate this to give you. Using channel to prompting to answer a question requiring real-time information like what is the current weather in London could result in inaccurate answer based on outdated knowledge. So the third method is the tree of thought. Previously, I told you to enhance the capability of the LLM to respond a question, we need to provide the step, the each step of the reflection. Tree of truth is the extension of CTO, the previous method. So for the previous methods, for the previous method, LLM make a step of reflection. So it do an observation. We start with 5 apple and add 3 more. Make a decision to perform an addition and do the addition. This is one step. In the tree of truth, as you can see, the LLM perform several steps or several truths to try to answer correctly the response with the best way. So during this method, the LLM give you 2 ways. First off, the query of the user solve the equation top plus x divided by 3 equals 4. First off, multiply both sides by 3. Subtract 2 from both sides. So this is the first way the LLM try to answer the question. The second way is try to do this literally in the mathematical way. So it'll do the multiplication and after this try to do the subtraction to have the response. No? It do this from the observation that he made to solve the problem. So the final solution is 10. The final solution is 10 after subtract to the results. So the solution is x equal 10. So to resume clearly what is tree of truth that you can abrogate with thought. It's like when you want to solve a specific problem with a limited search space, but require a strategy planning or backtracking, solving example logical puzzle, playing strategy game, or generate creative text with specific constraint. You need to develop different strategy, to explore different strategy by the LLM to find the best way to create the answer. This is an advanced method and there are some limitations, but don't worry, we will see later all limitation of all techniques and what is the use case of this. To end it, the last one, the last is React. React means two keywords, reason and action. What does it mean, reason and action? The LLM make a reasoning from the observation based on the query of the user, and after this operate an action in the real world. Real world means using external tools to get some information to perform an action and get the result. So this is a common question. Who was the US president when the Berlin Wall failed? For this question, LLM we make a supposition or a hypothesis. LLM doesn't have the information of who was the US president in the weight or in the pre-existing knowledge. Code is outdated. The LLM won't be trained of this kind of information. So the LLM don't know how to answer this. So what we will do, we will let the LLM say, I don't know, sorry, I don't know, I don't have the information. I know very people see this sort of answer in ChatGPT or any kind of this because the LLM don't access in real time information. No, the researcher hopefully found a way to to guide the LLM to give you a response. Firstly, the LLM will make a reflection. I need to find how when the Berlin Wall fell, then I can determine who the US done. You figure out to know how the Berlin Wall fell, you need to determine who is the US president. Was at that time. So first action, search. Based on the tool provided by the constructor or the developer, the LLM can query internet and can access internet to retrieve the good information. So it will tap literally in Google, when did the Berlin Wall fall? And get the answer. The Berlin Wall fell in November 1989. So you know what is the date that the Berlin fell. From this, it can figure out who is the president. Look in the whole state. Firstly, make an observation. Secondly, make a decision. Firstly, thirdly, make an action to query internet to have the right information to perform the next step action. So what is the next step? So based on it, the LLM have the information of the date of the fall of Berlin Wall. Now I can search for the US president in November 1989. After this, the next step is to search who is the president during this period. You will literally again type in internet. US President November is George I. W. Bush was the US president in 1989. So the answer is George Bush was the US president when the Berlin Wall fell. This is react, reason, and make an action. To do this, we don't use a common chatbot. For do this, your chatbot need to be connected with several tools like internet retriever, with all function that you want to need to perform an action in the specific use case. So it's actually not the most advanced techniques, but it's commonly used to give you LLM the communication with external tools or other stuff. So we see all methods or all techniques used for the LLM to improve the quality of the response or enhance the ability of LLM to answer your response, even if don't know the information is not loaded in the wave. But what is the limitation of all techniques? Let's go to my latex file. So each technique have a limitation. For zero-shot prompting, it's obvious. You give a basic prompt, so LLM response also basically not accurate and can miss some information or give inaccurate information. That is very obvious. Ask him LLM to determine if odd number is in the group of this bunch of number. It might fail because you don't give an example of what kind of odd number is. Certain LLM that have a good that that already train of the type of question that already train of the type of this question. Let me 5 minutes. I will fix my sound because it's really too noisy. I don't like this. Okay, really good. Um, okay. After, what is the limit for few shot prompting? For few shot prompting, It's a little bit more advanced than zero shot prompting. So in there, we can have better result, but you can solve complex problems. So this is the limitation of these techniques. Um, Providing a few examples of identifying even or odd number might not be sufficient for the LLM to correctly solve the problems. The odd number in this group had up to an even number. So when you provide one or two examples, sometimes it's not sufficient for the LLM. It depends of the data set where the LLM was trained, the capability of LLM to respond. If you have a higher score in the LLM test, it can't respond efficiently to this question. But I think actually, if you're using ChatGPT or Gemini or Cloud AI, you don't struggle with basic problems. You need to give a little bit complex problem to incur some to struggle some difficulty. So difficulties to answer this. The first one, chain of two. Chain of two have also a limitation. Yes, CTO excel in the reasoning takes by mimic human-like to process. Human-like to process is you will make an observation, you get a deduction for the observation, and you perform a research or you perform a deduction or result or reasoning. However, its reliance on internal knowledge can lead to hallucination and error propagation. So that means that LLM don't know if you know some subject or don't know. It's based on the high probabilistic response to a user query. So sometimes it can lead to make some hallucination or error propagation during the query and uh, give the wrong result. It's possible for all previous techniques, but for the chain of tooth, that suppose that you give a complex problem, and this can occur more often than for the other methods. I can give you a use case when you need to use it, ideal for task recurring logical deduction, mathematical reasoning, or common sense knowledge where the LLM can utilize its entirely representation effectively. And the last method, tree of thought. Tree of thought is the method that have many limitations. Firstly, it's about the coup. As I already said, it's an extension of CTO. So to process tree of thought, the LLM make many strategy or many way to answer the question and choose the best way to give the output. This lead to increasing the number of token that we will produce in output and dramatically the number the cost of computation per shot. Yeah, when you use this method instead of simple prompting method. But how, as I already said, it depends of your need. It depends of your need. If you want to solve logical problem, puzzle, or strategic game, the previous method don't solve this. You need to use this to give you an accurate response to your user. So this is all method that can help you to improve your techniques in prompting engineering. There are many other techniques, and if you are interested, that I can speak about it, talking more advanced techniques. I can I don't speak about general knowledge prompting. I don't speak about general knowledge graph or reasoning from graph. There are several techniques in the domain of prompt engineering, and many work is done to improve the LLM without trying to fine tuning all time. Because you because run LLM is very cost for the company. And if you can have a better response without needing to fine tune the LLM to to guiding in how to respond correctly in it, it's quite good for her for everyone. The company don't waste money to fine tune LLM if you can just improve your prompt to get a result. This is the magic of prompt engineering. and the clever instruction to can give. It is the end of the video. I hope that is useful for you. Please let me know like if you have understand something or if you have get something new, and see you for the next video. Thank you.